How you going, guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. Today's job, we have a 740 articulated dump truck front suspension strut in for a strip down, and it is going to get a brand new seal kit. So there are two front suspension struts mounted underneath the dump trucks that are connected from the chassis of the machine down to the front diff. Mounted to the front diff, there is also an A-frame which allows the diff to move and oscillate while the truck is in operation. The suspension struts do exactly that. They are the suspension of the front end of the truck. So the customers brought it in. Just from a first visual inspection, we can see that it is leaking oil. There is quite a big puddle underneath the pallet, and the wiper seal that wipes the dirt and debris off the rod as it is cycling is also torn. Because this is a cylinder that is under oil pressure as well as nitrogen pressure, any sort of bypass within the seals will cause the strut to collapse, and the more you pump it up with nitrogen, it just doesn't do anything. So 100% needs to have a reseal. And we will do an inspection on the strut once it is stripped down to make sure the chrome is in spec and the barrel is in spec and there is nothing else wrong with it. First thing we need to do, we need to get it set up in the press and start to disassemble it. So our regular viewers might notice that there is a lot of space behind the press now, and that is because our workshop expansion is moving forward. So we'll have a video about that coming very soon. There are these valves around the strut, and those valves are how you put nitrogen into the cylinder in order for it to function correctly. So the cylinders are charged with oil as well as nitrogen, which gives it that shock absorbing effect. The customer already stated there is no nitrogen in it. They did vac that out. We're just going to remove these valves just to be sure. Then I'm going to have a go at cracking the gland nut. Righto guys, so that C-spanner is just not going to cut it. I was hopeful it would just undo, but things are never that easy. So I was feeling the spanner, it felt like it was about to break. I have broken many of those before. So rather than risk breaking another one, I'm just going to cut a new spanner that I can use as a flogging spanner. It's the right shape. Move this up to make it more heavy duty. the wear bands and seals are fully worn out. They shouldn't move like that. Oh, it turns. No, not like Right, so the rod's a little bit tight in the barrel to try and pull it out by hand. It does spin, but I can't really pull it any further. So what I've done is, so I don't hurt myself or hurt the rod, I have attached the crane to the rod, and I've also put a 500 kilo come along from the rod to the forklift. I'll use the forklift as an anchor, and I'll slowly draw the rod out in a controlled movement so nothing gets damaged and I don't put my back out. So I need to get the piston off, but the first thing I need to do, I need to crack the nut that holds the piston onto the rod. In amongst moving the workshop, I have misplaced my 4-inch socket and my 4-inch flogging spanner. So they used to be on the shelves behind the press, but that's all gone now, and I'm not 100% sure where I've put them. Everything was sort of just thrown into a crate and gotten out of the way so we could move everything else. So I don't have that available to try and crack this nut, so I am just going to make up a new flogging spanner to suit the 4-inch nut that's on this rod. It looks like someone else has already been in here before. There are a fair few jaggedy bits on this nut where someone has attacked it with a pair of Stilsons. Should be quite interesting trying to get this off to see how tight it actually is, whether the guy before me got it off or not, because I know these particular nuts on these rods, they are so tight it's not funny. So it'll be interesting to see if I can crack it with a flogging spanner. Conveniently, I have a 4-inch nut off another style of cylinder rod, so all I need to do is put that on top of the plate, use it as a template, trace around it. Oh no. Yep, it can just be there. Go. I don't reckon it'll be that tight. Someone's already had a go at it. Told you. There's grit in there. These are bypass balls. Pretty good. Oh yeah. Ugh. Oh, it's fretted the seal. It's where the seal's been vibrating inside because of the amount of bypass that's happening, and it frets the seal. It like tears little corners off it. We'll dig all these seals out and give it a clean up and have a good look over it. All in all, it looks pretty good. It's just that it's worn out. Oh, that's so elastic. It's ancient. Jesus, what a mess. The brush is falling apart. So we've done our inspection on the rod. The chrome is slightly faded in the working area of the strut, but I have thrown a mic over it and it is well within spec. It is straight the whole way up. Other than the fading on the chrome, it is in really good condition. If there's any scratches and stuff like that in chrome work, you'll generally feel it with your fingernails, and depending how bad it is will depend on whether you polish the rod or send it out for re-chroming. There's no need to do any of that here. The chrome's in really good shape, so what we're going to do now, we're going to put this part aside and we're going to start inspecting the rest of it. Must have had water in it at some stage. That's all that needs. That's going to be in good shape, there's nothing wrong with that. This one's going to need some attention with the wire wheel. So the piston and the nut are in pretty good shape. We don't have to do anything to them, but the gland does need a little bit of work. So there is a bit of surface rust, and I will show you on the barrel where that rust comes from. The rust on the gland, we do need to remove that from the inside and the outside. If you were to leave that rusty surface on the gland and then try and put it back in the barrel, rust used to be metal, so it can actually lead to galling between the two surfaces. So we're just going to give this a quick touch up with one of our more delicate wire wheels, so it's nice and easy when we go to reassemble it.
What's this?
Okay, let me help.
Oh, what's that? What's this?
Look, hang on.
It's all gone.
Stop. Look, all gone. All gone, no more for you. We finally got through them all. So a big thanks to all our viewers that have sent us gifts as well as Homeless. Homeless definitely has enough toys and treats to last him until next Christmas. What we'd like to encourage is making a donation to the Queensland Staffy Rescue Foundation. So what we have done to make that a little bit easier, we have turned on the super thanks on our YouTube channel. So if you'd like to make a donation, just leave a little comment in the highlighted area for the dogs, for the safety officer, for the staffies. And just like what we've done with our merch store with the safety officer collection, any profits raised, we will match it dollar for dollar this year. So the rust on the gland, that all come in through a hole on the side of the barrel, which goes into the thread. And the idea of that hole is to tell the mechanic or whoever that the seal on the bottom of the gland might have failed. Oil then passes through where the damaged part of the seal is. It runs around the thread and there is a little bleed hole in the side of the barrel. That's where the water gets in, and that's how the damage with the rust is created. After we clean the rust out of the barrel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some anti-seize around the cylinder gland in order to help protect the threads when I screw that back in. So we got all that rust out of there, everything cleaned up really, really nicely. Did do an inspection on the barrel. It is in very good condition. There isn't any scoring that I would be concerned about. It's not out of shape, it's not out of round. There's no weird rub marks in there from the piston. So now what we need to do, we need to start installing the new seal kit into the cylinder gland. So the first seal we're going to install is the buffer seal. It's a two-part seal. They always face down, and you also have a backup ring to go with that. The next seal will be a U-cup seal. Always face down, so pressure against them forces them around the rod. So the next one we're going to install is going to be the internal wear band for the cylinder rod. They don't generally have a direction. While it's up this way, we'll put on the external O-rings. And with the external O-rings, there is also a backup ring for this seal area here. So the smaller diameter O-ring goes down here on the gland, and that helps seal any moisture from the outside of the barrel getting in. This is the barrel seal, this is a pressure seal. And the backup rings split, so it's nice and easy to install. And the backup rings on a cylinder gland always go to the top of the cylinder because they're there to back up the O-ring which is doing all the sealing. If you do put them on the wrong side, you'll end up with the O-ring trying to roll because the backup ring doesn't hold pressure and everything starts to fret and things start to come apart. The next seal we're going to install is the wiper seal. This one cops all the punishment from all the debris that the truck has to work in. So you've got a steel outer and then the polymer inner, and they have a direction to go. So that goes into the gland, and this wing, that wing always faces to the outside of the cylinder. So I'll get some retaining compound and we'll knock that one in. So that's all done now. We're going to start reassembling the cylinder. That fits way better than the before bit. On this particular suspension strut, there are two holes in the side of the rod, and in those holes there are steel balls that fit in there. The piston is then pushed up to retain them from falling out. And what they do is they act like a valve. So they restrict the flow of oil that is going through the strut and acts like the shock absorber. Basically, if the truck hits a big enough bump, it doesn't try and blow the cylinder apart. It'll just pop the balls out of the way, let the pressure through, then it will continue to cycle. So I'm not going to be fitting the piston wear band or the pressure seal to this at the moment. I do have to do this nut up, but the nut needs to be done up to 6,000 foot-pounds, and my rattle guns only go to 3,000 foot-pounds. So I can't achieve the torque here with the equipment I have. I am going to take this over to a mate's workshop who has a ram bench in order to do up the nut to the correct torque. We'll come back and then we'll finish off the assembly of the strut. Did move. Good. So I took that over to my mate's shop. We did tighten that up to the correct torque. Now we're ready to finish putting this together. I'm going to put a dollop of silicone on this hole. It won't allow any moisture in. So when the seals do finally fail again, it'll just push that bit of silicone out, and then it will become visible to the mechanic or the operator that the strut is leaking. Righto, so we've completed the assembly on the strut. Everything went really well there. We're not going to put any oil in it or charge it with nitrogen. That comes down to our customer to decide. The ride height on the truck will determine how much oil he puts in it and then how much nitrogen he backs that oil up with. So job's done, it's all wrapped up. Give him a call, let him know it's ready for collection. Thanks for watching. So the front strut, oh fuck. Fuck off, Crow. You fucked me up.
Nah, it wasn't the bird's fault.
Definitely the bird. And then we're gonna try, then we're gonna, yeah. Yes. What am I saying? Fuck, I lost it. Oh, fuck, bit my tongue. I just bit my tongue.
Oh my god, what is with you today?
Oops,
Oh.
broke it. Someone's flogged the living fuck out of it. Oh, bird poo.
Ew.
Out. Another one. It's on my name. Piece of bird shit, rusty flavour. Yeah. Yeah, looks pretty good. No. I don't like it. Need to be left-handed for this shit. You can't
need me to
swing
move?
up. Hang on, let me just fucking
See ya.
can't even get under it. Don't you break. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh,
Oh my
fuck
god.
me.
What is that? Is that out of the parts washer?
Things like fucking die. Fuck me. Oh no. What's wrong with the brush? I think I need a new parts washer brush.
my god.
Jesus. Oh,
Oh no.
what's happening? Oh. Oh no. Things are getting bad. Yeah, right, parts washer stuff. Fucking losing hair as quick as I am.
Oh.
Okay. That's all we got left.
What you looking for?
The balls.
You mean these balls?
Those balls. Right.
You gonna explain the balls?
I will. Right, so the two balls I have... Oh, that's bad. We've turned a super... We have... Oh, fuck. So what we've done... fuck. Every... Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Can I go home now?
This is so frustrating.
You're telling me.
Homeless. Lay down. What do you want? Is it these? Sit. Lay down. Lay down. No. You keep undoing your jacket. Okay, good boy.